I wonder, do we actually need a predictable movie opening here? No cliche close-ups, no dramatic rain on glass. I'm just curious about the data. Let's look at the facts. I've sat down in the room with the titans, Tony Robbins, the great mentors who genuinely know how to unlock human potential. I've mastered the mechanics of state, anchoring, peak performance. I know how to change a room's energy and close a high-ticket deal in my sleep. So what if I just map that layout onto this? Except I can't. I'm here in the quiet of this room, 40 kilos of bone, staring down actual, objective psychological sabotage, heavy metal poisoning. It's not an abstract metaphor, it's a physical invader, trying to NLP-reframe my way out of measurable cellular toxicity. It's a total write-off. It's binary now. I'm either flawlessly executing a cure or I'm completely bankrupt. There's no middle ground. It took years to diagnose. It's not an abstract metaphor. It's a physical invader. It's hard not to wonder if I'm just a blip in a larger, darker data set. I find myself clicking through Truth Calkins videos or spiralling into the conspiracy forums at 3 a.m. Is the government scrubbing the internet? Is there anything left about Fukushima? Or did the ocean just swallow the truth along with the fallout? I mean, I was sick around the same time that reactor melted down. Is there a connection? Or am I just looking for patterns in the static? I've booked myself into David Wolf's conference in Sydney. Desperate for a guru, a saviour, anything to make sense of the toxicity. It's interesting. What if I try to take a deep breath? Nah, don't. My chest is tightening, heart racing, palms sweaty. That's the nervous system dealing with a real, tangible threat. My shoulder isn't just throbbing, it's a localised coup d'etat. My body is completely reneged on the contract. If I'm not sprinting forward, I'm completely paralysed. I can't even run. If I can't close a deal on my health right now, I'm entirely obsolete. I wonder what happens if I keep laughing. Is it just a classic pattern interrupt to dope the brain? Let's project the pipeline into the unwritten future and see what shakes out. I'm permanently broken. Chelation will kill me. And those emerald elixirs, just incredibly overpriced green water, keeping me on a leash. The reality is absolute. I'll never escape this room. Every single day for the rest of my life is going to look exactly like this sterile space. Yeah, I wonder what would happen if I just put off the protocol today. What if I don't open the laptop or write the copy? What if I just run a classic bait and switch on myself and stay in the dark? Or wait, what if I just bought a massive stack load of neodymium magnets and taped them to my forehead? Surely that's the tricky sales angle I missed. Realign the poles, draw the toxicity out with sheer industrial-grade attraction. It's a brilliant pitch, isn't it? But let's be real, it's just a cheap stall tactic because I'm terrified to start. I'm either totally on top of my game or huddled under the covers pretending the clock isn't ticking. I tell myself I work better under the pump, but that's the ultimate lie. Just a pawn waiting for a specialist with a magic wand, or a guru, or a total catastrophic collapse to force my hand. I can't close this myself. I'm trapped. The system failed. My body failed. The universe pulled a fast one. It's absolute. Fuck it. I'm actually clicking buy. $100 for a massive stack of industrial neodymium magnets to tape to my forehead. And another $100 for heavy-duty aluminum foil. I'm looking at this kitchen and I'm just curious. What was I actually trying to achieve here? Juices screaming like deranged dervishes, counters piled high with enough zeolite to terraform a lunar crater. What if I thought I could use my sales tactics to negotiate with poison? This is a holy shrine to my self-flagellation. I thought if I could just repackage myself as pure enough, I'd finally deserve to occupy space. 30 days of liquid nothing. Every thin, vibrant sip a major victory against the sin of having a physical body. I look at the old footage, 40 kilos of bone, and tight, unnatural skin. That forced smile for the cameras was just a grotesque caricature of contentment. I wasn't a temple. I was a concentration camp of one. Very poor branding. Total failure. Wonder why I was so proud of shunning that humble amber pint of beer. Look at me, I'm so virtuous. What if I was completely missing the point? My gut was a scorched earth wasteland screaming for a single drop of fermented reality. A tangy kiss of kombucha, a sharp bite of mustard. I was so busy hunting phantom processed demons that I became the most toxic asset in the room. And then the gears seized. Total engine failure. I wonder where the laughter went. Where did the grand ambitions go? Gone. My health became a ravenous, all-consuming god, devouring every last ember of my life, leaving nothing but ash and the hollow echo of its demands. I became a ghost haunting the corridors of my own existence, trapped in a loop, obsessing over the past. So much for non-attachment. It's a complete wipeout. What if I try and breathe now? I wonder what happens if I loosen my grip just a fraction. Absolute panic. The sheer terror of surrendering control is a visceral ache in my gut. My heart is hammering against my ribs because it feels like a rip current pulling me out past the breakers. If I stop the rigid, suffocating crusade for even a second, I'll drown. That's the truth of it. My purpose is cold, dead ash. Why even bother clawing back into the light? To be a digital product specialist again. To coach others through their darkness when my own inner landscape looks like a bushfire aftermath. I'm just pretending my soul isn't rotting. Dominate your mornings, command the dawn. The great leadership coaches talk about the power of the morning ritual. They're completely right. I need that sacred 20 minutes. I wonder, what if I start with 5 minutes of breath work? Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4. No, the infinite to-do list is too overwhelming. Skip the journaling tonight. Put it off until tomorrow. I'll either do it perfectly or not at all, and right now, I'm opting for total emotional collapse. It's the ultimate deadline. I'm just a pawn waiting for the next wave to drop me back down to 40 kilos. Might as well just sit in the still harbour and let the river pass me by. Really quiet zen, yet no matter how many bricks of my colossal edifice I stack, a skeleton doesn't take up much space in the grave. Look at me, hypnotizing myself on a sun-drenched shore. What if I'm a phantom thundering through the surf? I wonder if I can just pretend I'm a wildfire of strength. It's a beautiful little hallucination. A brilliant job to bridge the gap between my concrete now and that radiant dying star of a then. Am I overselling this vision? But what about the biological data? Bruce Lipton says my thoughts broadcast straight to my cells. Dr. Joe Dispenza wants a visceral, gut-wrenching transformation. Leaders who actually know how to unlock the mind. What if the cells are listening? What if I lean into the electric landscape of sexual energy, the intensity of it, the way it makes my whole body hum? What if that's the missing frequency? The only moment I can actually feel good? Are my cells listening then? Or am I just back in that familiar all or nothing trap? I once knew someone who worked at a sex addiction clinic, and I can still hear them talking about how easy it is to mistake a desperate, addictive loop for a genuine awakening. It's the same frantic, everything or nothing energy I used to pour into my health, just shifted into a different, more intimate gear. They aren't listening, are they? My heart is still hammering, my palms are slick with sweat the second the screen glows. Chanting affirmations like incantations, but my nervous system is still running the old toxic programming. I'm binding myself in a dance of exquisite torment, because feeling anything, even if it's just a fleeting, sharp, suffocating bite of intensity, feels safer than facing the desolate hollow echo of my actual life. I think back to the obsessive calculus of every micronutrient, the ascetic void of fasting, the raw, uncooked martyrdom. I thought I was a discerning alchemist, but I was just a prisoner, tracking a crimson tide of antioxidants to outrun my own decay. One wrong bite, one sugary slip into oblivion. The whole fragile ecosystem shatters back into ash. Back to square one, total failure. And now, I'm just trying to use orgasms and weighted blankets to mask the gnawing stress. It's an excellent distraction technique, but in the cold light of day, it changes nothing. I'm just drowning in cortisol. It's a two-front war, and I'm losing both. Master the art of strategic retreat. Banish the electric siren song of your phone. Wonder if those manifestos will work this time. I'll completely ignore them. The infinite to-do list is waiting. It's easier to stay beneath the heavy blankets, smelling the lavender, escaping into a mental sanctuary where the universe bends to my will, while actual life sits unread on the desk. Just a thread in a grand, messy tapestry, waiting for the switches to flip, waiting for the epigenetic firestorm to magically incinerate the damage. I feel completely trapped in this 40-kilo frame. The sheer injustice, having to build my life back brick by arduous brick, makes me want to scream. Why should I have to forge the unbreakable armor when the world broke me without my permission? It's a terrible deal, total garbage. I spent years treating my own body like a desperate high-ticket sale. All that frantic, grasping, closing energy. I had the juices screaming, medical files stacked like a monument to my own ego, and a sweaty, singular need to fix my health before the clock ran out. It was all a bit common, wasn't it? The sheer vanity of trying to force the universe to bend to my KPIs. I'll give myself this. I committed. I did the 30 days of emerald elixirs with the grim determination of a soul, trying to bribe its way into enlightenment. And the doctors, I am truly humbled by their presence in my life. They were my anchors when I was adrift, offering their vast knowledge, their patience, and their unwavering compassion to help me map the ruin I had made my vessel. They were the gentle hands that held the light, so I could see the path back to my own strength. I sit here and I'm washed in gratitude for my teachers in clinical hypnotherapy. Their wisdom taught me a method, taught me how to soften that jagged, unyielding internal resistance. And it allowed me to heal with a speed that defied every logical, heavy-handed struggle I had ever built. But I have to ask, is that enough gratitude to manifest a higher, truly spiritual frequency? Can they feel how deep this gratitude goes? And what about the planet herself? Can the earth feel me vibrating at this new, softer pitch? I'm so selective with the music I let into my space. It has to hit the exact right resonance, or I just can't bear the noise. But I wonder, could I actually open up to the collective grateful energy of others? Could I sync my frequency with theirs? Like a melody I didn't have to write myself. Maybe that's the missing frequency. Not just my own quiet pulse, but learning how to harmonize with the world that's finally listening back. Yep, hear myself? Now I'm just being a massive weirdo. That's getting proper creepy, isn't it? If someone were hovering around my energy field like that in the wild, I'll tell them to pull their head in and give us a bit of personal space. There's a reason for the keep your distance rule, even when you're trying to commune with the bloody cosmos. But still. And the wheel of life, the irony, I've known about it for years. It's been sitting there in my mental toolkit, gathering dust like a forgotten relic. Yet in my infinite all-or-nothing wisdom, I managed to completely sideline it. I was so obsessed with turning my health into a masterclass of extreme performance that I didn't just ignore the rest of the wheel. I pretended it didn't exist. To think I was out there coaching others on balance while I was busy running my own life into the ground on a flat tire. It's almost impressive, isn't it? The sheer stubborn audacity of ignoring the very map I use to guide others. I've quit, not optimizing my existence and manifesting it. I've taken that sharp, discerning instinct I once used to close deals, and I've turned it inward, not to conquer but to flow. The Hatha, the Bikram yoga, that's where the real negotiation happens. It's the daily audit of my own soul. It's the rigid discipline of the ballet teacher meeting the deep hypnotic surrender of the seeker. I'm profoundly grateful for the wreckage, the juice fast, for the necessary, bitter medicine that cleared the debris. The doctors and my fellow healers were the compassionate guides. whose wisdom allowed me to finally see the truth of the form. Every drop of juice, every protocol, every moment of blind, frantic effort, it all served its purpose. It all helped. It all brought me to this exact threshold, to this mat, to this breath. I see now that every struggle was just a step on the path home. Reclamation isn't a power play. It's an act of visualization made manifest through grace. I've stopped fighting my own nature and started treating my life like a sacred, temperamental vessel. You don't conquer the subconscious. You hold it, you honor it, and you let it breathe. The pipeline is clear. The internal noise has finally quieted. The wheel is turning as smooth as silk. I'm not living in that starved, fragile space anymore. I'm thriving, eating food, enjoying the simple human pleasure of nourishment, and inhabiting my body with the grace of a dancer and the stillness of a therapist. Manifesting the life that was waiting under all that noise. And my heart is full. The view from here is utterly, wonderfully clear. I'm exactly where I need to be.